Welcome back. Well, the Fort St. John Huskies were looking to book a trip to the bronze medal game at the Alberta Junior B Provincial Championships. The Huskies were facing the Sherwood Park Knights on Saturday, and Fort St. John would go on to beat the Knights by a score of 6-2. Well, then on Sunday, the Huskies would face the Sylvan Lake Wranglers for the bronze medal. Sylvan Lake taking this one by a score of 4-1. The Huskies finished fourth at the Provincial Championships. As for the final, the host Morinville Jets would go on to win the gold medal. They defeated Wainwright Bisons by a score of 4-3. Washington Capitals superstar Alexander Ovechkin has made hockey history.
Here is Ovechkin, shoots, he scores! He scores! Number 895!
Ovechkin passing Wayne Gretzky on the NHL's all-time goals list. The goal came on the power play in the second period in the Capitals game against the New York Islanders Sunday. Gretzky was in attendance as the Russian star celebrated with his teammates. The game was then stopped for a ceremony where both Ovechkin and Gretzky delivered remarks.
They say records are made to be broken, but I'm not sure who's going to get more goals than that.
Like I always say all the time, it's a team sport, and without my boys, the whole organization, the fans, the trainers, coaches, I would never stand there, and obviously I would never pass a great one. So, fellas, thank you very much. I love you so much.
Ovechkin's 895th career goal was the only one of the game for the Capitals, who ended up losing 4-1. Good news for Jays fans. Blue Jays slugger Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has agreed to a long-term contract. It's being reported the first baseman has agreed to a 14-year, $500 million contract extension with the club. Vladdy Jr. has always said he wanted to be a Blue Jay for his entire career, and, well, this extension could make that happen. According to ESPN, the slugger must pass a physical before the deal is signed. Last season, he hit 30 home runs and added 103 RBIs. Well, finally, tonight, a director on Vancouver Island is living out his dream in more ways than one. The very actor who inspired him to get into the movie business is now someone who he regularly works with behind the scenes. Adam explains tonight on the Sawatsky sign-off.
So yeah, here in my laundry room, I've got...
To appreciate this poster Stephen Campanelli's had for 40 years,
I just love how cool he is. Look at this guy.
You need to know he's been a Clint Eastwood fan for even longer.
You know, I idolized Clint, and I actually had a dog named Clint when I was a kid.
Stephen would even dress up like one of Clint's most iconic characters.
Put a Radio Shack cassette recorder underneath playing the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly theme. I was kind of a hit at a few Halloween parties back then.
Well, no one was surprised Stephen dreamed of working with Eastwood one day. No one could believe when the student filmmaker earned a chance to meet the star at a film gala in his hometown, and he declined because he was working an entry-level job on his first production.
Everybody on the film said, you should go and meet your idol. And I said, no, I'm going to show I'm dedicated to this industry and this craft.
Well, thanks to that work ethic and innate talent, Stephen became one of Canada's most in-demand Steadicam operators, which led to being hired to shoot Bridges of Madison County, starring and directed by Clint Eastwood.
You know, I'm saying, Mr. Eastwood, thank you for having me here. Thank you for this. And he just stops me mid-sentence and he just goes, call me Clint. And it was the coolest moment of my life.
Well, the shoot went so well, Clint gifted Stephen his director's chair before working side by side on 24 more movies together.
I was studying him and I was watching him and I said, well, you know, I think I can do this.
But Stephen never expected he'd get his first job directing his own movie halfway through shooting one of Eastwood's, and the star would let him leave to do it.
Says, you're going to do great. You're going to be a great director. You go and do it, and we'll see you soon. I was like, oh, wow.
Stevens directed 4 features so far, including the acclaimed drama Indian Horse and Canadian comedy Drinkwater. And while they've earned him shelffuls of awards, Stevens says no trophy can compare to hearing an audience member call your movie meaningful.
That's the greatest gift, that you can affect somebody and change their life for a few hours.
Like Eastwood once captured young Stevens' imagination.
And then you cut to, 20 years later.
Before realizing his boyhood dream.
Here I am working with him. It's insane.
And inspiring him to dream even bigger.
Somehow I've done that. Some miracle. I'm here today and just want to keep directing and telling great stories.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Nanoose Bay.
Very cool story. That is our newscast for tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 6. Good night.